Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to game week 20 of the CMO 102 Super League. Let's hope it'll be a little bit more exciting than the UEFA whatever final yesterday. Hope you all enjoyed it if you watched it. I don't think we've got any Tottenham supporters around, but I'm sure they are having a wonderful time. Evening, Mr. Edwards. Evening, Campbell. Steve. Steve, Ross, Alf. Yeah, good luck to Oldham. I mean, such a dream to see your team play at Wembley. I mean, come on, man. It's going to be great, I'm sure, regardless of the result. Of course, hoping for a win for Oldham, but sure will be a great day out. A great day out for everyone involved. Um, don't think we've had a bunch of requests for going late or early or anything, so I will just have a look and see who's around, and we'll pick the matches as they come. I mean, I can see that obviously Alf is here. Of course, that's Sloths against Exiles. That could be a potential early game. Not sure if Neil will be in attendance, but we could go with the Sloths Exile game. I can see Ross is here as well, of course. Saints at home to Badgers, but I have promised Tato we will wait for him. Haggis against Staggington. Campbell should be about. Alex was on the Super League chat, so maybe just getting the kids to sleep. So I'm sure we'll have some fun sooner or later. Smut should be here for Northern Burn as well. So if nothing else comes up, or if no one else joins, then we will start with Sloths against Exiles. Early night for you, Alf. So all the best if we go with that one. But while we just wait for a couple more people to potentially join, then let's have a look at the competition and of the league table here. We've got East Coast out in front. We've got Phosphor just behind them. Then it's Haggis. Then it's Exiles, Badgers, Los Santos. 2 point gap down to Northern Burn. 5 down to Dudley Hill. And 7 down to Sanctity. This is still definitely manageable with 7 to play. Chatting to Scott. Scott thinks he needs 10 points from 7 games, I think, for LSK. That's to hit the 40. Some people, I guess, are still thinking 38, but with Los Santos already on 30, that's only 3 more wins from 7 that'll take them to 39. So it could be a pretty high total that we'll be needing to get into the playoffs this year. So that's maybe something to consider. Depends obviously on who plays each other and all these kind of things. If we look a little bit further down the table, we have got Stackington, Fulchester, Vikings, Stanley. I think theoretically speaking, all of those teams could go on a great run. Oh, sorry, Sloths included. They could go on a run and win the rest of their games. 21 points still up for grabs. Mathematically speaking, it's going to be difficult. Stackington, Fulchester is going to struggle to reach 40. Vikings, Stanley, and Sloths definitely. So yeah, if 40 points is where we're going to end up, then it is tricky for those sides down there. Sanctity Dudley, of course, can still make it a little bit more realistic. Northern Burn definitely within range of the 40 points. And of course, the teams above the dotted line. But we will see how it goes. We will see how it goes for the rest of the season. Um, while you are here, I don't know if anyone is listening or if you all have it on muted, but for the people who are here, I'll send out a quick note about what we're going to do for the next season. I know people have different opinions, and I would like to hear um, the opinions of everyone, of course. Everything is up for grabs. Continue as is, redraft something completely different. I would just like to get your opinions on how we should consider moving forwards with the league. So there'll be a short note out about that after the packs have been created, etc., etc. So that's just a little note. Evening, Duggan. Good to have you here. Are you a unicorn tonight, or will Smuts be in attendance? Who knows? Who knows? Um, as mentioned, given the current audience, we'll probably kick off with Alf and the Sloths, and they're up against Exiles. Exiles, of course, um, had a unicorn silent partner. Exiles, of course, had a great start to the season, dropped a little bit of form, seems to have picked up again. Kind of comes and goes with injuries. Tomasi is one of the key players, but I think he is back, or Vargas is in for him, maybe. We will see in a second. And Slots, of course, started with the narrow, changed things up a bit. It's been a chop and change kind of season for the Sloths, and it's not gone entirely to plan. Win tonight, though, will take them to 19 points and back into 10th if results go their way, but we will see how it goes. So we will start with with Alf, who has gone with a slight tweak to his formation. We're up to version 11 now. I believe that is correct. I think Amoroso and Elba might be the wrong way around, but I will double check that. Um, we'll double check that and see if we can verify that. Amoroso is the oh no, it seems okay. Toneto and Manuel Pablo, they've been doing a very decent job for Alf. It's been a bit of a story of the Sloths kind of history that they've kind of struggled to get the goals when it really matters, but I'm not sure if it's not sure if tonight's going to be the night, but we will see. There's obviously Edgar Davids came in. That's a big name for them. He's got the long arrow, Makalele and Emerson. Let's see what they can do. But all looks good, says Alf. So we will head into the game with this. Um, for slots. Exiles as mentioned, key player Tomasi has got an 8 average, 4 man of the match awards. He's played 18 out of the whatever 19 games and been absolutely superb for them. He is missing this evening, but Vargas comes in to cover and he's done relatively well when he's been in. Farias is dropped. Vincente moves into the bench because he gets dropped from the DML, where Se Roberto is back. So apart from Nesta, who's still out injured, is probably the strongest Exiles lineup. Sorry, Tomasi and Nesta, of course. So, um, dangerous looking Exile side. They've had two good results. Now they've beaten Fulchester and Foster Road their way to sloths. And yeah, playing Exile tactics. Indeed, indeed. So we will see if you cancel each other out or if there is an advantage to be had here. We'll kick off the first half. Move this to very fast. Exiles in there for some reason away colours. Duff and Smoots and Vieira. Of course, the player instructions can vary from team to team, but certainly in terms of the lineup. Oh, and it's Amoroso with the fifth of the season. He looked very promising early on for Sloths, and it was a little bit quiet. And David's there with a long arrow, making it 2-0 for Sloths in 20 minutes. Manager will be delighted with this start that the team has had. Let's see if they can hang on to this. They cannot. Casano already reduces the Sloths' lead on 30 minutes with a good goal for him. He has been threatening all along. And there is Amoroso. It's 3 for Sloss in the first half. Just as I mentioned that they'd struggle to score. They are proving me wrong. And here's Elba with a fourth. Exiles tactics working a treat against the Exiles here. 7 shots, 6 on target for Sloth, 2 and 1 for the Exiles. It's been a first half to forget for the visitors for sure. Solis down on a 5. Costanzo in goal has a 4. Cordoba on a 5. Would have played Emerson with the arrow, but Jesus, Steve. Yeah, indeed. I mean, 4 goals in first half, that's very rare. And 4 goals for Sloss in any circumstance is an unusual result, but well done to the manager for continuing to tinker and finding something that really works here. To Neto, I mean, very brave of him to bring in to Neto. Not really a player that a lot of people have spoken about. But look at the performance, 756, 2 man of the match awards. He's done well. And if you look at Manuel Pablo, 6 games is only a 7, but looking solid and now getting the results here. So interesting decisions from the manager, and it seems to have, for sure, this evening it's paid off. And Amoroso having the game of his life. Not over yet. Evening, Alex. So I presume, as a Neil is not here. He's not making any changes at the moment, and Alf says as is, predictably so, when you're 4-1 up. So let's hope this is a sign of what's to come when Oldham play. But let's see if we can hang on to this one. It would be a comeback for the ages if the Exiles were to get back into this one or get something from this game. But we will see. We're not going to write them off yet with the goal threats that they have in their side. Alan Smith, that would have been a miracle if he'd made the score sheet, but that wasn't to be. Let's see, here come David's forwards. There's Amoroso. They get the free kick, and Amoroso going to take it to Neto with a header. Um, but nothing really comes of it. And there is Casano bringing it forward against for the Exiles. But back again, it goes the other way. To Neto arrives unmarked of all people. Not able to capitalize on that though. Casano's still doing things for Exiles, looking the main threat for the visitors, but nothing else happens. It's 9 and 6 now for Sloth, so a couple of shots there, none of them on target. One for Exiles here in the beginning of the second half. Costantos managed to squeeze up until 5, despite, I don't know, not doing really anything. Solis is still on a 5, and Cordo's on a 5. They've got some key players having a really poor one tonight. If we look at the Alf's side, yeah, it's still as it was. Two assists for Toneto, one for Manuel Pablo, and one for Amoroso. Goals have been scored as we see here. If we look at the condition, I know that Alf is obviously interested. Usually we have a 75 kind of threshold for this. Toneto is awfully close to it on 78% potential for Marco Remo to come on. I believe he can play that right hand side as well. Could be a potential cover. I'm not sure how attacking he is, but why not? Giovanni, perhaps? Position-wise, Giovanni could potentially go out there on a wing back. He does have the arrow to the AMRC position, so he would definitely be capable. But whether the manager wants to go with that or not, or whether he wants to stick with Tonetto, we will see when Alf puts up his instructions. But he's got to be happy with this. It's the Sloth performance of the season so far. If they can hang on to this one, it will definitely live long in the memory of Sloth fans. As is, says Alf, we head into the last 28 minutes here. Home side hoping to hold on, potentially extend the lead. Exiles haven't looked particularly dangerous, apart from the goal that Casano got there. Now 13 minutes left to play. Time is moving quickly here in the second half, and not a lot from Exiles in terms of putting up a fight. Vieri gets a talking to there. That's as close as he's been to the action all evening, and it stays 4-1 for Sloths. Just threatening a little bit Exiles here towards the end, but nothing to trouble. Eleftheropoulos in the Sloth's goal. Amoroso, unsurprisingly, man of the match with the assist, the 10 and two goals there. And yeah, Manuel Pablo, as mentioned, there on a 9. Toneto with 2 assists as well. Finally getting the wing backs to work. And yeah, well done. Absolutely to Alf. As mentioned, 3 points. He makes him up to 19. If none of the other bottom teams picks up points, then Sloths are back into 10th. Not really in playoff contention, but in terms of where they are in the league, that's got to be pretty sort of satisfying. Beat them at their own game. Constanzo dropped back down to a 4 despite not conceding any more goals, but maybe misplacing a pass or two. Who knows? Yeah, an off night for the Exiles, unfortunately for them. But congratulations to Sloth to picking up that huge win there. 4-1. Excellent result for the home side. We move on with the next game of the evening, and if we have a quick look at the overview, we can see who is here. Tato has arrived. Hag is against Stackington. Alex is here as well, and Badges against Sancte. So we've got a couple of options here. Not sure, Duggan, if you are Foss Road tonight or if Carl is joining. Smarts, sorry, but we will probably just go with oh, you are there. Okay, good, 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 good. I'm happy to roll from whenever. Okay, it's you. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, not all at once. Right, so we've got plenty of options, and we will probably just take them from the bottom up then. Um, beating Real Madrid 8-7-1 in practice help. Yes, home save practice always helps, despite um despite what some people say, despite people laughing at home saves. Testing is not a bad idea. Let's go Sancti Badges just for the hell of it. I feel like Ross often gets to wait, and Tato has a habit of turning up late. So as they are both here, we will do Sancti against Badges and see how that one plays out. Sancti with a couple of changes. Mexis at the back comes in for Chris Perry, and Ortega comes in up front for Browers or whoever was there last time out. A couple of changes on the bench. I believe Sventukovsky and Saha are new as well. Mark Giuliano and Christopher Kirkland are the usual suspects. Oliver Kahn, solid performance for him. 35 years old and still probably the best keeper in the game, or one of them anyway. Sancte, one defeat there, one defeat there. I mean, that's 2 defeats in what? Ever is here. 2 defeats in 8 for Sancte as they are up in ninth place now on 23 points. Picking up 3 points for here would be crucial for them as they go into the last sort of 6 games of the season. They play Staggington, Exiles, Colchester, East Coast, tough one, and then Sloss and Foss Road. I think they've only got like sort of a mix 3-3, yeah, of the top 3, so or the top 6. So could be Sancte season. We will see. Keyboard makes us at the back with Van der Vaart as lone MC. Well, you say that, but Christian Key was actually not done bad at this position. Mexis though, a bit of an unknown quantity, but we'll see how he does. Maicon does exceptionally well when he plays, but people don't like using him for some reason. I'm not sure. I'm gonna lose. You have no idea why it happened. Well, you've got Rayad playing instead of Giggs, and he's already had his hat trick of assists or whatever it was. So there's nothing more to come from that side, I fear. Sanctay, line up like that. Badges are, I won't say unchanged because they've got Rayad in for Giggs, but that was the only change from their nil-nil draw with Haggis last time out. They play Foss Road, Los Santos, Stanley Vikings, and Staggington and Dudley. So not the toughest run in for Badges either. They could easily find themselves in the playoffs, of course. Uh, all good. All good to go. Ryan Giggs is a set piece taker, but there we go. Sanctay looks to have started the more dangerous side. There's Van Nistelrooy, there's Ortega, and there's Van Nistelrooy again. 5 minutes in, and Van Nistelrooy has opened the scoring, but it's David Collins who immediately pulls one back. And there is Thierry Henry to take the lead for Badgers. 3 goals in the first 8 minutes. Can't really complain about that, can you? In terms of entertainment, up to 20 minutes now, and we've had a little bit of a quiet time now. And it's Sanctay again creating chances. I did praise Oliver Kahn, of course, before the game, but it seems as if he's not had the best first half. That was a good save for him there. Ray picks up a yellow just as we hit up to. Someone's crying. Oh, this again. 5-3, 5-4, fairly even in terms of chances. Just the Badgers goalkeeper's been a little bit better, or the striker's been a little bit more effective. Toldo's on a 6, everyone else is on a 7. An assist for Collins and a goal, and he's only on an 8. That seems harsh. CC Roberts with the other assist, and Thierry Henry, of course, with the goal. Nice and quiet out on Red on the flank there, 10 passes. Um, Manager unsurprisingly goes as is. Evening Savage. Later the better, as always. Well, Steve's already volunteered to be the final game of the evening with you, so don't worry about it. We'll get you on in about, I don't know, 45 minutes time or something like that. Um, Sanctay at halftime. Riquelme is on a 6, Van der Vaart is on a 6, Cambias is on a 6. So is Khan. A little bit of a surprise there, but everyone else is doing sort of reasonably well. Maybe it's just a case of biding their time. Liboya 5-4. It's going to be slightly disappointing for the manager. He has got Sventakowski as an opportunity on the bench, but Ross goes as is until 60. Oh, we'll leave it at fast. And we'll see what happens here early on in the second half. Superb play by Badgers until the finish. It was Vale Red who missed that one. Coming up to 60 minutes now. Not a whole lot has been happening from a Sanctay perspective, though, in the first 15 minutes of the second half. But here's Van Nistelrooy. Easy chance, but Toldo gets his fingers to it. Scally picks it up and sends it forward to Collins. But it goes straight back down the other end, and it's Van Nistelrooy with the equaliser. There's not that many this season, Van Nistelrooy, but he's got his scoring boots on tonight. And Badgers are definitely feeling the pain at the moment. They thought everything was looking rosy, getting those 2 quick goals in response to the opener, but now it's level again. 7-5, 6-4. Not a great night for the goalkeepers, to be honest, with 4 of the 9 shots on target going in. Uh, Looks like this for Badgers. Neil Scally is not doing anything, and neither is Zanetti. A little bit surprising, Zanetti. He's been awfully quiet. Usually better in the Super League saves, I feel like. No suspensions either. He just plays every game and doesn't really do anything. So um, maybe it's his position on the pitch that's not his favorite, but seems to be, could be worse. Let's put it that way. So yeah, something for Tato to consider, obviously, as we move towards the last 30 minutes. Keane and Sosa are on the bench, obvious substitutions. Might have to move some personnel about a little bit to accommodate it, maybe a 3 on top. Um, Zanetti's no DMC, but I'm playing with Echoes might as well. He did spectacularly well in season 5 and 6, but he did have a diagonal arrow to where Mendieta is, I believe. Di Biagio for Scali was the change. Excellent. Meanwhile, Sanctay, Van Nistelrooy on a 9. Ortega and Riquelme are the ones who got the assists. Everyone else is doing okay, I guess. Van der Vaart is only on a 6, so is Cambiaso. Not ideal, but also not terrible, if we're being completely honest. And who do you put on? Could move Boya centrally and put Swiatkowski on. He could, in theory, play centrally, but 11 passing, why would you even? Nah, yeah. Anyway, crossing is decent. He doesn't play in the middle for sure. And Sav or Bantafart? Where do we go with this? I swap with Riquelme and short arrow on Riquelme. Uh, Good, good. Sainz looking for the winner here, it seems like, and putting a little bit of extra pressure on Di Biagio or Biagio, I forget. Anyway, interesting to see who goes and try to take advantage of a low-rated opposition players. 14 for Central Net. It's a Tato played him there before Dudley. Okay. Technical talk. Last half hour. Oh, a penalty has been awarded. It's Di Biagio who's just come on, who committed it, and it's Riquelme who's converted it. Now 20 minutes left to play, and now 5 minutes left to play. Oh man, all of a sudden, nothing, absolutely nothing happened after that penalty. Good stuff from Biagio in the game. Yeah, he handed over the victory to Sancti immediately. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Let's have a look at the match report. Um, Riquelme scored a goal, and then people passed around the ball for a little bit. Sancti picked up 3 points. They move up to 26. Badgers are uh, have lost this one, unfortunately for them. So nothing really changed in terms of the stats. Of course, Di Biagio came in, got a yellow card in the six, committed a penalty which Riquelme obviously put away. It was Saha who was brought down. He got the assist for that one. Not a, let's say, a classic Sancte performance, but good enough to take all 3 points. And a f- an interesting game, funny, and with the kind of sort of dramatic and non-dramatic at the same time ending to it. So congratulations to Sancte, commiserations, badges. Unlucky there with the substitution and with absolutely nothing happened for the last 30 minutes or so. Great fun though. Great fun though. I believe that we have got a potential for Haggis Stackington, and we have got a potential for um, Foss Road Northern Burn potentially if Duggan is in charge. But I think Alex mentioned that he could potentially go. So, and I know Ian doesn't mind waiting. Haggis against Staggington, I think it is. Let's have a go with this one. Haggis, something special about to happen here. Simao, exactly. That's the player you've all been waiting for. Is coming back in after his long layoff with injury. A 760 day average. He joined as a little bit of a surprise package for the Haggis, but has done very well on that right hand flank. Wasn't really Proton's ideal spot. We've got Figo in there as well, who's not been doing badly since he joined as well. 743 average. I think that's the most anyone has ever gotten out of Figo. Jeremy's is there, of course. Said moves back into DMC because Cannavaro is back. Apart from that, it's business as usual for Haggis. Um, let's skip that because much more interesting is Stackington Colliery, where it's Miller time. We have got Charlie Miller joining the starting lineup next to Samuel Eto'o. Rivaldo's back in his preferred position on the left wing. It's a new defensive lineup of Costa and Baldo because I think both the central defenders were, who I forget, Viali and someone else, they're suspended. So bad luck there. Kakatuda and Yakubu have not done bad. Baldo was a Macca Fulchester legend. Indeed, wasn't Vergaren a Macca legend as well? I believe he had him for at least a couple of seasons when he did relatively well with Nicky Butt. Um, Wheat bearing. Yeah, my big Marvin is out. Yeah, who's who's Contra gonna swing that ball into now? Alex Voigt is out as well. And yeah, Defoe's on the bench with Gustavo Lopez Inzaghi, the lone striker. Love a bit of Bobo Balde. Indeed, a classic central defender. Let's see how he goes. Jorge Costa will be set as captain because why not? And it's already on very fast, so let's go on very fast and let's see what Haggis can do in the first half against Stackington. It's Vincenzo Montella who opens scoring on 7 minutes. Good start for Haggis there. Let's see if Stackington can hit back in the same way that Badgers did in the last game. Doesn't look like it. There comes Bauma. Someone misjudged the ball. I'm not sure who that was, but nothing came of it. Now we're now in 40 minutes, and still nothing has happened. And there is again some backwards and forwards. Petkov and Anelka can't miss, but he somehow still does. Petkov misses as well. Charlie Miller, at least I saw his name once, so that's good, I guess. Mostly Haggis in that first half, 6-5. Staggington are 1-0, not looking great for the visitors. Yakubu, who joined, much fanfare about that. He's got a five, so that's not ideal. Everyone else is on sixes, one or two sevens. Bobo Bell is on a seven, so is Costa. So at least the two central defenders are doing relatively well. But creatively and going forward, it's kind of quiet. We'll see what Alex wants to do, if anything. Meanwhile, we'll have a look at the Haggis stats. Looking slightly better. Wilfred Baumer got the assist. He hasn't been hugely productive this season. That's his fourth assist, I guess. 7.06 average. That's kind of horrendous. Two fives in a row. Could be better. Isn't Yakubu one of the highest PAs in the league? 199 rings a bell. Potentially. Haggis is happy to roll until 60. So I won't dwell too much more on that. We'll give uh, Lopez for Miller, Defoe for Etu. Two up top, please. I'm guessing these two. I think that makes the most sense. I can't remember. Is he like forward? Yeah, he's a forward something. So I guess this is the right configuration. Lopez for Miller, Eto for Defoe, two up top, please. That's it. Good, thanks, says Alex. So that's fine. Now run on to 60 and see if Stackington can find a way back into this one. The whole Scotland storyline didn't really play out with with Charlie Miller coming in. It's a shame for Charlie Miller. He has got good attributes, but I'm not sure anyone has ever gotten a tune out of him. Not sure anyone has ever tried to get a tune out of him. To be completely honest. If I'm not mistaken, I might actually have recommended him for Stackington, who has found a goal here. It's Gustavo Lopez on 50 minutes with the equaliser. I believe their first chance of the second half. Gustavo Lopez then picks up a yellow card shortly after. Figo takes a shot there from the free kick, hits the wall or doesn't do anything. Somehow, wasn't a goal anyway. Here comes Bauma, here comes Anelka and Petkov, and there's Anelka again with a big chance. I think his second of the evening that he failed to convert. Bauma has a dip. There's Walter Samuel. Cannavaro, all of the Haggis defenders having a go now for no reason. Um, Ball falls to them somehow. And there we go. Always feel with a rug. Gus could produce with a run. Aha. Yeah, indeed, Gustavo Lopez. I mean, for sure, he must be able to. And let's see, Hag is still kind of dominating. You'd have to say. Stackington with just a one shot on target has found the ball at the back of the net. Yakubu's still on a five. Gustavo Lopez came in. He's on a seven. Um, Palm Car for Figo says Haggis manager Ian Campbell. We can definitely do that. I'll just leave this up for a second to see. I mean, yes, kind of like. Um, Yeah, I was going to say he's probably made all the attacking substitutions he could. There's no point in bringing on Christian Burns at this point in time. And Haggis wants to swap Figo for Pamuduka, and he wants to swap the strikers, which we will happily do as well. Right, last 30 minutes coming up. Let's see. If someone can find a winner here, if Haggis can continue to have this amount of shot on target, they should for sure be able to convert one or two. But I think it's Shea Given in the Stackington goal who's doing a spectacular job. Is it Shea Given? I believe so. Um, yeah, Haggis are still the dominant side. Um, but here is Samuel picking up a yellow card, and it's a free kick for Stackington. Nothing comes of it though. We move into added time. One, two, three. Here comes Anelka. Will there be something coming out of this one? It's Yakubu who comes forward. Yakubu who's on a five. Tudor gets fouled. There's a free kick, but nothing comes of that either. Bit of a dead-ish second half. Haggis completely all over this one, but decent performance by Shea Given, who somehow only gets an 8 after saving 12 shots on target, but never mind. Tudor gets a 9, so that's good for him anyway. And managed going to be pretty pleased with the performance by Gustavo Lopez there coming in and getting the goal. Hard-earned point away from home. Probably not really very useful in terms of chasing the playoffs, but not a bad result in the end anyway. Way to Haggis Montella gets Man of the Match awards. Let not, yeah, I, I don't know. But anyway, all good. Yeah, congratulations, I guess, to Stackington for picking up a solid point away from home against all odds, considering how the chances fell for Haggis. But yeah, a fun one, a fun game, even if the second half was a little bit dead. Um, Right, let's see what we have left on the schedule tonight. I've not seen Scott about, so we're hanging up. We'll let this one hang a little bit. Stanley will go last. East Coast and full test. I don't know if Dimble is here or will be here, but Foss Road against Northern Burn would be an obvious game to go with next. So Foss Road continues to sacrifice Jenna Van Bronckhorst, even though he's got an 8 average. But Steven Gerrard, who's 750, is somehow playing. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Saley's and Roy Keane, I get, but like half a point of like average rating lower seems a bit harsh on Van Bronckhorst, who's normally doing kind of really well. But it is what it is, as they say. Totti as well is dropped. Um, check last season, player of the season. He had yeah 790. No, he's done decent, but I mean Van Bronckhorst, come on man, 8 and 2 assists and 2 man of the match awards. He didn't play at all. Ah, he's an exchange. He came in from Sancti. Ah yeah. Anyway, fair point. Fair point. Fair point. Totti's on the bench because he didn't really do anything at all. Joe Cole has probably done more in the 4 games that he's had already, and Kewell, nah, yeah, whatever. So he's there. So that's Foss Road Unicorns. There we go. Unchanged for Northern Burn. They had a nil-nil draw with Sancti. Manager is choosing to trust the process. It's been a season to forget for Northern Burn. Unfortunately for them, there was a bit of a clear out in Northern Burn. A lot of new players were brought in, and perhaps didn't really go to plan always. But we'll see. It's still possible, and you wouldn't rule out Northern Burn to make it. Let's see if the remaining fixtures. Um, Sloths, Haggis, Losante, Stanley Vikings, and Stackington. Uh, Los Santos and Haggis are the only top 6 sides left to play. But yeah, ridiculously scary 11 from Burns. Some things will never change. I mean, he only swaps good players for good players. Meanwhile, Mpensa, 14 goals. Is he still the top scorer? I believe so. Yes, indeed. Vieri's on 14. He hasn't scored. Jax is still to play. Henri got a goal. So yeah. Good. Let's not faff about too much with this and fire off the first half instead. Um, a super strong Foss Road squad, though. Super strong performance from them this season. The DMC line, when you're thinking about Joanne van Bronckhorst on an 8 average from 7 games with 2 assists and 2 man of the match awards, he is still he's the backup. I mean, it's very solid line up there, and it is preventing a huge amount of goals from going in. I believe um, that Foss Road are still on track for the lowest amount of goals conceded ever in the Super League regular season. I think the record is like 15 or 16 or something like that, and they're probably on like 11 or something ridiculously ridiculous at the moment. Um, almost as much fun as Manchester United, Tottenham, and 1 shot for Foss Road, and none for Northern Burn. Sixes and sevens across the board. Lundberg and Michael Owen are the attacking options on the bench. I presume Mr. Evans is going to go as is as well. Indeed, Duggan has already says as this. Sayles is on a 9. Stephen Gerrard's on a 7. Fitness wise, Laos is down to 50, but no biggie. We roll until 60 and see if Foss Road can do anything here in the early second half. They have had the only shot of the game, unfortunately for them. Oh, there was Buffon with another save. Now they've had at least 2 shots of the game. And there comes Rui Costa. They don't need a lot of space. They don't need a lot of time. Rui Costa, who pops up every now and again with a goal from out of nowhere, has done it for Northern Burn, and they take the lead. Time for that little sprint for Northern Burn to get into the playoffs. And will their first victim be Foss Road? Let's see. Trezeguet comes forward unchallenged, but fails to do anything about it. Roy Keane potentially picking up a yellow, or was it Roy Keane who was fouled? I didn't really catch that. Huel with the shot deflecting off the wall goes out for a corner. Trezeguet comes up, goal kick for Northern Burn. We stop it as we move into whatever many minutes this is. A yellow card for CLE is there. That's not good news. 4 shots for Foss Road. 2 of them on target. Northern Burn is 1-on-1. I mean, you got to be clinical. Verón picks up another assist. That's his whatever seventh of the season. That's not bad. Um, Trezeguet is a donkey for sure. Absolutely. Um, Presume, well, you could. Oh, as is. I was thinking with Impens on a yellow and on a six, could see Owen. Awful night for us so far. Yeah, not looking good for the other teams below the line with Byrne winning here. So Trezeguet comes off for Totti, and yeah, we'll see what he can do. He's not done much for Foss Road so far this season, but we'll see what he can do tonight. He is the designated set piece taker, so maybe we'll get a free kick in a dangerous position or something. We speed it up again and see if anything is going to happen. We've got 17 minutes left to play now. It's still Northern Burn in control. They are the ones that are creating chances now. Here comes Foss Road there. There is Crespo with a good save from Buffon. Slow this one down a little bit just so we can follow on the action here. Um, Cole, who's been a decent signing for Foss Road, has done a decent amount for them, a goal and an assist in the four games that he's played so far. But Northern Burnley looking very strong defensively in this particular outing. And there comes Montero. Montero is on a yellow warning, I think. So if he picks up a yellow in this one, then he'll be missing the next one. But I think he somehow managed to avoid that. And there goes the final whistle. Northern Burn, one shot, one on target, 1-0 victory. This is Burn of old. Solid result for them. Commiserations to Duggan and Foss Road and to Smuts. Not a lot you can do when Burnt up turn up in this kind of mood of like just grinding out shitty average ratings and still winning. But yeah, that's what they did. Um, and yeah, manager will be delighted. Um, Smuts won't be too delighted, but we're not too worried either. A good performance from Elias there. Everyone doing okay. It's just one of those games against Burn that sometimes go this way. You just have to kind of live with it. Scott, just in time. Just in time. Pleased to have you here. We have got so it's going to be Los Santos against the Vikings. Why not? That seems like an ideal place to go. With oh, Did I miss showing something? No, yeah. Anyway, if I miss something, as always, it's usually Haggis that I miss for some reason. If I miss a screenshot of something so you can't see the ratings, let me know. But I think I clicked on them. Very efficient from Bern. Indeed, will it be efficient from Vikings? They're up against Los Santos. Let's find out. Scott has joined us. Congratulations to your boy, Scott, I believe. Was it today or yesterday? Anyway, I saw you mentioned he had a birthday, so congratulations to Ben and uh, good luck on his streaming career. there's a there's a gang of old men waiting for him, so good luck. Um, let's see what we can do with this one. Let's have a quick look at the Los Santos first. Oh, we can't. Perfect. Um, how can I not do that? Anyway, been bowling. Oh, you'll feel it in your thighs tomorrow. You'll feel it in your thighs, I tell you. Um, Vikings, couple of changes. I believe Emerton is the big name, moving into the more central role. Volodenkov on the right-hand side. Bowling for soup. That's a early 2000s reference, isn't it? Um, Shevchenko and Kluivert up front, persisting with those two as long as they're injury free and doing well. Kaka is getting a decent run. That's sort of rewarding his manager, I guess. A bit of an unknown quantity in the Super League as well. Betting Power remains on the bench. Claudio Lopez is there who can come in as well. Kiot is on goal. Not a bad side, Vikings. They've just not had the luck, really. Um, let's see how they fare tonight. Los Santos somehow. I don't know. Did I skip past this? I have no idea. Anyway, I'll show Scott so he can see that I have made the changes. Lee Chun So has come up. Olisa David and San come up for the reserves as well. Carlos Shax is up top, of course. Brosek just behind him. Senoni, Elisa Super Team, Milevski, Dyer Henschers, and Udese, as we have grown accustomed to for Los Santos if they are not injured. Solid back six there for them. Senoni's done well in midfield as well. And of course, Carlos Shax, the story of the season up front, getting the goals when it really matters. Let's see if he can do that again this evening. Kluivert lucky not to get a red card for that push very, very early on. Maybe because it wasn't the first minute that he was kind of spared. I think he picked up a yellow for it. 25 minutes played now, and it has been fairly even, but Vikings looking slightly more dangerous than they usually do. No offense to the Vikings. But yeah, that petered out quite quickly. Three shots for Los Santos, 2-1 for Vikings. Not a lot to write home about for either side, home side or the visitors. Brett Emerton, I did make. I said to Steve in the chat, I was like, "Oh, I think Brett Emerson could do a job at DMC." Mm. Clearly, clearly, it maybe not always, but yeah, five. That's not ideal. But not all is not lost. Can still come good. Um, can still come good. Yepes. Nah, it's not terrible, is it? Well, let's have a look at this one. Yeah, Cloyd pushed Axe away, asserting dominance early on. Just a yellow for that one, though. Yeah, we'll see if Steve wants to do anything, but maybe he'll roll. We'll see. With regards to Los Santos, it's been a good game for Sinoni and for Petit. Everyone else is kind of plodding along, just waiting to take their chance. Um, Shots for Shaq, Sinoni, and for Udeze. Udeze on target as well. Shaq's failing to hit the target with his. Not a lot of tackling or heading going on here, really. Bit of passing, kind of a quiet one. Just a Petit kind of just controlling things there. But we'll see if Scott wants to do anything. Fitness wise, Lisa is down on 82, but he is getting on a little bit, I guess. Lee Chun so patient with him, quickly ran out. Olisa Day becomes on for Los Santos. We shall see if his opposite number wants to do anything, or if he's happy enough to trust the process. Kerrang days, mate. What Kerrang, as in like when there was Kerrang TV. Legendary. Trust the process until 60. We move up to a slightly slower speed, move down to a slightly slower speed, just so we don't miss anything of this riveting affair. Where chances are coming thick and fast, as you can see. There's Milevsky, there's Petit with Daisy. Kluivert seems to be doing some defensive work at the moment. Emerson does something. He plays the ball into Kaka. Nothing happens there, though. So, yeah. Okay. Good, good, good. We've trusted the process until 60. Anything we want to do at this particular point in time. Emerton is still on a 5. Kluivert's on a yellow. Kaka's on a 6. We've got Dalmat Pauve still going. I don't know, man. I, I live in Poland. I don't know. I don't think we have Kerrang TV. Maybe. I don't really watch it. I don't really watch much TV, I'll be honest. Um let's see. Lee Young Pyo for Lisa Rasu, who's now down on 78. Scott is not taking any chances with his captain. Do you want to nominate a captain? Or are you happy for the game to select Scott? Otherwise I'll just let it run. I think it said Kieran Dyer was set as captain. If you have taken offense to that, then let me know. Emerton to DMR. Jack's captain, of course. Yeah, 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 yeah. This one. Uh, um, Simeone Central. Arrow. Arrow on Volodenko? I can't remember. Did we put Arrow on him on Volodenko, or we left him? And Lopez for Kluivert. Please. I'll come back to this one with arrows. I'll just pop over and make Kalajax the captain for Los Santos. No arrow on Volodenko. Well, we keep it off then. Super. Do you want Claudio Lopez on the left? Or you're good with this? Some people, yeah, Lopez on the left. I was gonna say that. Some people prefer that if they've got left center, then they have to play on the left of center, even though it means that they can play left and center. But anyway, I do the same. No blame culture. Good, good, good. Let's see if that kind of overload down the right hand flank pays off as it did against Stanley last time out. We put back to very fast speed and we fire into this one with Los Santos and Vikings battling it out here. We'll slow it down a little bit just to see someone might get a winner here. It's Shax and Brosic combining. Brosic into the area, strikes with Fury. Couldn't keep it down though. 10 minutes left to play now of regular time, ordinary time, whatever the correct phrase is. There's Brosek. Again, both against Sharks are, of course, the guys that Scott are hoping to get the goals, the ones that are the most likely anyway. Yellow card for Ferdinand there. Lots of pressure from Los Santos, and it finally pays off. Kieran Dyer, who got stripped off the armband after like 40 seconds with the opener on 84 minutes. Crunch time for Vikings, trying to see if they can find a way back into this one. It looks dangerous when they come forward, but it's very rare that they do. And there is the final whistle. 94 minutes played. Los Santos picks up the win, or 95, was it? Los Santos picks up a strong win there. Again, bad news for the teams below the dotted line, and the Vikings. Not good news for them. Some things worked, some things didn't. It's been the story of the Viking season so far, to be honest, or throughout the season. Um, they've had issues. Some have been resolved, then other issues have propped up. It's been a tough one. It's been a tough one for Vikings, but the manager's kept at it, and I'm sure that the more he learns, the better he will get, as it is for all of us really in the Super League. Los Santos, meanwhile, let's speak about them for a short minute. There isn't a lot of talking points here. Petit man of the match with a 9. Solid passing and tackling performance from him. Kieran Dyer picks up the goal and secures the win for Los Santos. 3 points on the board. Scott said he needed 10 from 7. We are now down to 7 from 6. So all is looking rosy in the Los Santos camp in terms of them making the playoffs. Eden Dimble, you are just in time to enjoy your game against Fulchester. So, welcome. No, we will have a quick look at the lineup first. One change for East Coast is only on the bench. It's Addo who comes on for Mendes da Silva. Let's just remind ourselves that they are back to winning ways after kind of a barren run here. Stanley, Haggis, Los Santos, Stackington, Badgers. It didn't go well at all. And now, after beating Byrne, beating Dudley Hill, they are potentially looking forward to beating Fulchester now. And then they play Exile, Sloss, Road, Sancti, and Haggis. Bit of a tough, and Los Santos, a tough run in for East Coast, to be totally honest. So they'll be hoping for sure to pick up 3 points this evening in what's probably on paper the easiest game they've got left this season. I would suggest it's a home game, and Fulchester, of course, below the line. So yeah, it's not an easy run for East Coast. So manager will be hoping for 3 points here for sure. Meanwhile, they're up against Fulchester. Fulchester goes unchanged. It's it's difficult to manage Fulchester because things don't tend to go your way whatever you do. There's a bunch of unhappy players in here, but what are you going to do? Manager is relatively confident with this tactic. He obviously had Jorgatos, who has been doing relatively well, but doesn't really fit into the lineup now. He has got Lame, who came in and was a bit of an average rating pony, didn't really deliver. Went for this kind of slightly different formation in the hope of creating some chances and getting some goals. But as you can see, it's not been overly successful in that regard. Manager, not losing faith though. Let's see how Fulchester fare this evening as they visit East Coast. League leaders and informed side East Coast, if you consider the last two games anyway. Looks as if Fulchester's had the better of the first 10 minutes though. But 10 minutes. Oh, they've had the better of the first 17 or 20 minutes. Pizarro with the scoring. East Coast back to having a bit of a tricky patch. Let's see if they can find a way back into this one. It's Ronaldinho, Constantino. It's all of the familiar faces trying their hardest to at least get a goal back before halftime. Sucker punch coming up potentially. Uh, Thuram doing his best, but Fulchester holding firm at the back so far. And there comes Pizarro, of all people. Fulchester desperately looking for someone who can score goals. Pizarro came in, did absolutely nothing of the kind. Well, he did. He came in and scored 5 on that play exchange. But this season, he's done absolutely nothing. But all of a sudden, he's here with 2 goals. I, I, I don't know. I don't know what Fulchester side has turned up this evening. A good one. A good one. Michelini and Edilson with the assists, and Pizarro, as we've seen, with the 2 goals. To Nielsen, the only player. Slightly disappointing performance from him. He's sitting on a 6. East Coast, meanwhile, what is going on here? They are not creating anything, just not looking dangerous at all. Not sure what the manager has got up his sleeve for this one. Shimkoviak's on a 6, Ronaldinho, Constantino, Robin, Scholes. Well, it's a question of whether you trust the process or maybe throw two up top and maybe take a DMC off. Let's see, Torres for Scholes. Uh, two up top, Brusini, no, Emerson. Uh, Arrows off, DMs, arrows on Ronaldinho. I believe this is what it should look like. Perfect. Excellent. Well, we will see. Perfect in terms of following instructions. Let's see if it will also be perfect in terms of bringing goals to East Coast, um, or if it will be too little too late. Yellow card for Shimkoviak. That's the first kind of event. And David Beckham directly from a free kick from 20 yards out. Fulchester lead 3-0 at East Coast. Excellent result for the visiting manager so far, anyway. Of course, a comeback could still be on the cards with 30 odd minutes left to play. There comes Fernando Torres. It falters on Kovac with a great chance, and there is the first of the comeback goals, or the potential comeback goals rather. East Coast now with 30 minutes left to play, have found a goal back. Fulchester though still maintaining that 2-goal lead. No assist for this one. Direct free kick from David Beckham, as we just saw. His first shot on target in this game. No fitness concern. I'm sure that if Dan was here, he would be quite happy to roll anyway. Don't see John Wells coming on for Danielson, to be totally honest. East Coast, meanwhile, no fitness issues, but performance issues all over the pitch, to be honest. There's Castroman, potential substitution to come on from Shimkoviak, who's on a 6, although he was the one who scored the goal. Iron Robin not having a great game either, neither is Ronaldinho, but not sure if there's anything much you can do really here other than trusting the process. But a bit of an upset, I think it would be fair to say, even given Fulchester's recent poor-ish form, if Fulchester's were to pick up the 3 points here, longer arrows on the wide men and roll, we will do that. Uh, 29 minutes left to play. East Coast doing their best to get back into this one, but that has to seal it. 4-1 now. Fulchester, just as Sloss earlier this evening. Fulchester's also managed to score 4 goals. Two teams who've struggled to score all season, finally found their shooting boots at a point where it might be too late. Managers won't be too pleased with that, but they will definitely take the result. Bit unexpected victory here. Fulchester going as is, not really sure what was happening, just kind of hoping for the best, and it's turned out to be a wonderful evening for them as they have 8 shots on target, 4 of them go in. East Coast with poor-ish performance. It's actually not bad. 8 shots, 5 on target is not bad, but they were just somehow outplayed by Fulchester. Players really put in a shift for the manager this evening. No assists for East Coast, and 2 assists for Adilson, who also gets a 10. Not what you expect coming on a 6.76 with low morale and a 6.82 average. But yeah, I mean, sometimes you just gotta trust what you've got and put the players out there. And Pizarro, of course, with 2 goals there. Turning things around for Fulchester. To some extent, it's a bit of a gap to close, of course, as we mentioned, up to the playoff spots, but their manager will take great delight in this result for sure. Commiserations to Dimble. Last game of the evening we've reached, and it's going to be Stanley against Dudley. And Steve's made 1 or 2 changes. Uh, kind of forget. Oh, it's Romashenko is out. He's been replaced by Roy Mackay at AMC. Nedved and Ferguson have been centralized, and Nedved gets a diagonal arrow on to move into that AMC role when they come forward. The big time, indeed. The big time is coming, and it is Dudley against Stanley. Are these the red? Is this a white and red rose thing, or am I mistaking, or is there something about that? Uh, um, anyway, previous iteration of the Super League, I'm sure there was a white and red rose topic. It is. Oh, good, 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 good. Well, it'll be exciting then. Um, Good. That's Dudley. Stanley. Proceed to the match. Yes, we will. Red Rose Stanley. What are we doing here? We've got back coming in. Semak is moving to the right, but is still at DMC. We've got Dede, San Salihamidzic, Ayok, and Neville are at the back, and Rossini is up top. Ronaldo's on the bench, Phil Neville, and a gap. I think, as I mentioned, Mike, if you want Robbie Savage on the bench, then I'm happy to comply. Um, but I think you'd put five subs on. Westerveld, Agat, Neville, Savage, and Ronaldo. You put five subs on. You're only allowed four until you get to the next stage. If you let me know, or if you're happy to roll, um, then we shall roll. Georgic, 5 goals there. Decent return for him. Two poor games though, but he did have a nine, and he has got a habit of coming up with goal. So manager sticking with him. Rossini, I mean, Neville out for Savage. Uh, okay, we shall do that. Mm, There we go. There we go. There we go. Excellent. So that's the red rose side up against the white rose of Dudley Hill. Let's hope it's a classic. Um, no guarantees, of course, but it looks as if Stanley has had better of the first. Oh my goodness, it's half an hour gone already. Time is flying in this one, flying this evening. I mean, 26 minutes past. Um, and we're at the last game of the evening. It's been a quick one. Salihamidzic just comes forward, Butt comes forward, Semak comes forward, and there is Georges. I mentioned him in the beginning, his sixth of the season. And there is Tsigalko with the equaliser. All the drama just as we move into half time. Can there be another goal? No, there couldn't. 3 shots for Stanley, 5 for Dudley Hill. Much more dangerous looking. Stanley, a little bit more clinical looking. And as mentioned, Georges with the opener. We'll start with the away side. It was Roberto Carlos, unsurprisingly, getting the assist. That's 6 for the season for him. He's definitely contesting that chart. And Tsigalko with his second for Dudley after a relatively sort of poor-ish, quiet start. No fitness concerns, so guessing manager's going to go as is, but we'll wait for Steve to confirm, obviously. Meanwhile, we have a look at Stanley. I think back did okay. He's on a 7. No one with the assist, though. It was just George. It's all by himself a ton of sixes down at the back for no particular reason. I don't know if Mike want to swap anything. If you want to bring big boy Robbie Savage in there to show those DMC boys how it's done. Peter Sand, for example, could be a prime potential for being chucked out or Butt moving back into to DMC with Savage coming into MC. Maybe we'll see if Savage wants to do anything. He says play on until 60, so that's what we're going to do. Not a huge amount happening. Although there comes Mackay, just as I say that, right? Mackay. Cafu caused havoc, the other winger for Dudley Hill. Mackay's first goal of the season, apparently, or was it first goal for Dudley? I'm not sure. Uh, what a turnaround for the White Rose, who are now leading 2 goals to 1. There comes Nikiforenko, foul by Nedved on Day, indirect free kick given, but Johan Fogel as well to stop any further danger business from Stanley, who struggled in the second half. Let's be honest. Dudley Hill 2-1 to the good. Nedved's on a 6. He has not done a lot. And Paolo Maldini is on a 6 as well on a yellow card. We've got Sauri Disa, Ian Franke, the obvious choices on the bench. Nikiforenko in prime position to be replaced as well as he's only on a 6. Down the other end of the pitch, it's the Stanley boys, and it's Salihamidzic is on a 5, who has not done particularly well, but the captain's on a 6. Semak is on a 6. He's got Didier Agat and Ronaldo on the bench, a couple of obvious choices for players to be potentially be put on. But a swap with Sand off for Savage. Savage arrow to SC. Rossini off for Ronaldo. Done. Excellent. Thanks very much, Mike. Meanwhile, we'll see if Dudley manager Mr. Steve Wright wants to do something. In the meantime, let me remind you that I will be sending out a little bit of a thing with regards to the next season, as now is the time when we should probably have a short discussion about that. Feel free to reply either publicly, of course, in the not in the no reply chat, but in the other one, or DM if you've got like specific requests or ideas. Uh, we will see. Steve says roll. He's happy. He's happy. Oh, we'll put it to very fast then. Let's see if those Stanley changes are going to make a big difference for the home side as they go on the hunt for that second goal, which would bring them the equalizer. There's a few minutes to be added on here. They've not had much luck in the sort of the past 20 minutes or so. Georgic with a volley, though, that could have been it. Wasn't to be. Ehiog or to Butt, adjusted down by Ronaldo. Ronaldo comes forward, but Hedman with a great save. Hedman, who had such a great earlier sort of season run for Dudley, and they managed to hang on and secure a 2-1 win. It's the White Rose who takes all the glory this evening. And 7-5 against 6-3, a fairly even match. Just maybe a little bit better performance by the DMC by Johan Vogel there. Done a solid job there at the back. 12-10, great tackling performance from him. It was a solid game. Just a little bit of a shame that Marcos had his first sort of terrible game. Uh, which was, of course, disappointing for the manager. But bad time to have it. And there was Gary Neville. Cracking games tonight. Certainly some entertaining and tight games. And yeah, we'll see how that leaves the table. That's probably the main sort of talking point now. East Coast still on 42. Foss Road still on 35. Haggis and Los Santos 34 and 33. Now Exiles remain on 32. Northern Burn sneak over the line. Badgers drop below. There's Dudley Hill on 28. Only 3 points behind now. So where they were 5 points behind the dotted line, they're only 2 points behind now. They keep the distance to Dudley. Sanctay moving ever closer, 5 points behind now, behind Northern Burn for them. Fulchester with a big win, jumping up the table there. There's Stackington as well on 19. And then we have Slots on 19 as well, of course. Stanley back down to the bottom, unfortunately for them. Vikings just having conceded a lot less goals remain above Stanley, of course. Foss Road now on 12 conceded, 6 games left to play. Can he keep that record? Hope alive. We will see. Too many draws for you. Yeah, seven is not the worst. Vikings. 2 to 7. Indeed, I mean, it's fairly tight. 6 points from second down to seventh. That's not bad. And don't forget, second place is where you want to be if you don't want to end up in this kind of mega playoff extra games and all this, which rarely leads to Super League overall victories. Last talking point of the evening is the fixtures for next week. We've kind of glanced at them as I looked at some of the fixtures for a few teams already, but it's Badgers taking on Foss Road. A huge game for Badgers as they try to stay in contention for that sixth spot. Dudley Hill, a huge game for them as they try to stay in contention for the sixth spot. Exiles, do I need to go on? East Coast want to hold on to the first spot. Exiles have to win here so that they aren't going to be overtaken because sixth, seventh, and eighth all have home games they could potentially win to sneak past them. Stackington against Sanctay. Sanctay, I mean, they need to win to keep up, of course. And then Stanley against Los Santos. Not an easy game for Los Santos. Stanley difficult to break down always. And Vikings host Haggis. Vikings haven't conceded that many this season. They do often lose though, which is not good news for them. But Haggis in third will be hoping they can pick up something on the road there. Next game we should shape the run in. Indeed, it should, Steve. Thanks for the show, he says, and I say thank you very much for joining. It was a pleasure as always. Next show is on Thursday. Following Thursday as well should be good to go. Then we might run into some trouble, but more about that later. Thanks everyone for joining. Packs will be out tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening.